Hey friends, Coach Dave Dobbenmeyer with my friend David Arthur, the Alphabet Man, asking and answering the questions that most people are afraid to ask or maybe misinformed. In the series of videos that we're creating, we're doing these videos because we're trying to help people out there. How many of you in your whole life ever met a guy who lived 30 years as a woman? Well, there's one sitting right here, Exhibit A, right? So I don't know about you. If I want some advice on that lifestyle, I'm going to go to a guy who lived it, and that was David Arthur.
The first piece of advice I can give you is,
sure,
it's not a lifestyle, it's a death style.
Well, so we want to help you today. Let's say you're a parent, and your child comes home and tell you they're gay, or your niece or your nephew or whoever it is. What's the reaction that you ought to have as a parent, especially as a Christian parent? Say, we did everything we could to raise our child the right way, and he comes home, he tells us this, and we're crushed by it. David, I'm sure you went through that experience, probably with your own mother. What should be the reaction of a parent or a loved one when their child comes to them and says, hey, Mom, Dad, I think I'm gay?
You know, initially, you do not embrace it. Do not embrace. My mother did not embrace it. My mother loved me. We weren't Christian, so she didn't have that stronghold of trying to want to love me into truth. She just knew that she loved me. She was my mother. She had a son. She didn't have a daughter, and that was that, and she wasn't going to condone it. Now, I'm saying do not embrace it, because it's very important that you not become guilty of the same crime, of the same sin, by embracing it and loving your child to death, literally to hell. At the same time, the few effective things that I have seen work have been imprecatory prayer. I've seen it work. I've seen a parent,
people praying specifically against it.
I've seen a parent who I talked to about this, and she started praying that her daughter, who was a lesbian, she started praying, Lord, please bring her to her knees, crush her, so that she shall be saved. And she started praying that the Lord place a bishop, like he did for me, somebody I called Bishop, that the Lord would place a bishop in her daughter's life, somebody that she would see as an equal, as a peer, and that she would not only hear but listen to, and that this person be specifically anointed just to minister to her daughter. So 2 years later, she calls me, and I talked to her and her husband in a conference call, and she tells me, my daughter just came home after graduating, and she's no longer a lesbian because her roommate was so attractive to her. She was so attracted to her roommate that she paid close attention to her. And the roommate was a Christian and ministered to her with her life and brought her out of that darkness.
So we believe, David, you're walking proof. Listen, do you know any ex-blacks? I don't know anybody that's an ex-black. You know anybody that's an ex-Mexican? Anybody that's an ex-Chinese?
Well, see, Coach, you're born black. You're born Chinese and Mexican.
Right.
That's your.
But David,
that's who you are.
But we know of ex. We know of ex-homosexuals. Yeah. We know of ex-trainees.
Right.
They exist, folks. If you're born that way.
We're not born that way.
No.
It's not a civil right.
It's not a genetic issue.
Yeah, it's a choice.
Amen.
It is a choice.
So David, what would you say right now? Speak to the heart of a mom or a dad who are struggling with this. They've prayed. They've done everything they could. What would be your words of advice to them, David?
That one, your child is never too far gone. Don't stop praying, but pray correctly. Pray imprecatory prayer. Pray that the Lord would allow your child to hit rock bottom.
Amen.
Rock bottom. Because the Lord, God scrapes the bottom of the barrel, and if you don't allow them to get there, guess what? They're never going to get scraped up. You have to allow them to hit rock bottom. I hit rock bottom. Okay? It was the correctional officer planted the seed for me. And God caused the increase. But I had to hit rock bottom. I had to hit my deathbed before he could raise me up. Yeah. I had to hit rock bottom, and you have to allow them to hit rock bottom. You have to pray that the Lord place somebody in their life that they're not only going to hear but listen to, a peer, an equal, because we are not received amongst our own. So they're not going to hear you, but they'll hear their peer. They will hear somebody that they look up to.
Folks, listen. We're told that we got to love them. I'm going to give you some advice. Here's a nugget for you to hang on to. You sometimes can't love them into heaven But you got to love them out of hell.
Yes.
And you love them out of hell by telling them the truth, standing strong, and trusting the Lord that they're going to bring them to their senses. The world is full of ex-homosexuals.
Yes, it is.
Don't believe that it is a never unchanging condition that somebody can fall into. It's just sin. Sin. And thank God that Jesus can transform us from the inside out.
Hallelujah.
That's what he did with David Arthur. You hang in there and you stand firm. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Amen.